All right. Welcome to Director Bound January 29 with our very first call. Michelle, take it away.
Okay, the first thing I want to do is introduce myself and give a quick background so you guys know who's training, and then I'm going to have Julie do that also. So my name is Michelle McClain. I'm an advanced director. I've been with the Pampered Chef for 20 years. I am most proud of reaching my $1 million in sales earlier last year in early 2018. And I just reached 100 qualified recruits. So I'm excited about that. And of course, I earned my 22nd trip to Hawaii.
Yay.
So I have a lot of experience, not my 22nd trip to Hawaii, my 22nd trip, and it happens to be to Hawaii.
Right.
But I have a lot of experience, and I know Julie has a lot of experience also. So Julie, why don't you tell them quickly about yourself, and that way they know where we're coming from.
Yep, absolutely. So I started, it's been almost 15 years. It'll be 15 years in March. I am presently a director. I've been an advanced director in the past, so I'm used to building teams. I have earned multiple trips. I've earned excellence, and I absolutely have a blast doing this because it allows you to flex. When I started, our kids were little, like infant little, and I didn't do anything for the first couple of years, really of any, significance. But this is the great thing about this company is when you decide you're ready to turn it on, you can turn it on. So Michelle and I are here to help you. We've both done a lot. We've learned a lot. We're both still learning, but we are here to help everybody get everything they want out of this program. Go ahead, Michelle.
I muted myself
I know.
because of the street noise. Okay, so I'm sorry. Normally I won't be distracted. But what I wanted to start out with you guys for this year is to talk about it being a new year. This is the perfect time to start this. Of course, he's going to beep again now.
It's all good.
This is the perfect time to start this because it's a new year. And with a new year, we have a lot of new time. And I know the biggest thing that we always talk about in our lives is not having enough time. So I wanted to talk about time for a minute. What is a new year? A new year is 52 weeks, right? A new year is 365 days. A new year is 8,760 hours. And it's 525,600 minutes. So the next time we hear, or you want to tell yourself, I don't have time, I want you to think, I have 525,000 minutes in this year. How many of them am I going to put towards my Pampered Chef business? Okay. So what we're going to ask you in a realistic form is if you want to grow, and we know you do because you are on this program, that you should put about 5 hours a week into your Pampered Chef business as a minimum, okay? And that means about 1 hour a day, Monday through Friday. And that sounds like a lot until I'm going to tell you what that translates to. That translates to 3% of the hours in your year. 3%, okay? Can you put 3% into your business? And if you put 3% into your business, you're going to see humongous growth. Now, if you want to put more into your business, that just means more growth, and that is awesome, right? But I want to see at least a minimum of that 3%, which is 5 hours a week. You can break it down any way that you would like. An hour a day, Monday through Friday, is how I would do it, but that doesn't mean that's the right way for you to do it, okay? So that was where I wanted to start with you guys. And my other job tonight, because Julie's going to do most of the actual training tonight, but my other job is to just talk to you guys about what the expectations are for this program, which is super important. Okay, so I'm going to transfer my screen here for a second. So expectations, there's only 5. So I want you guys to write them down, okay? We need you to be on these calls live because this is not a lecture series. This is a conversation and a discussion, and you're going to get 1,000% more information and more training from this if you're on live versus watching it on video. That doesn't mean you can't watch it on video again, because a lot of times we like to hear things more than once, and you are welcome to listen to it as many times as you want, okay? But what that means is if you want to watch it on video, you have to contact your director, whether that's me, Julie, Nicole, Kelly, Cindy, one of us that was on here, and ask for the recording, because we're not just going to be posting them, because we want you on here live. Okay. Number 2 is there is going to be some homework every week. And we're not doing homework to punish you, just like we tell our kids. Homework isn't for punishment, it's for actual growth. And the goal of this program is to grow. So we are going to give you some homework, okay? Part of your homework is to track your contacts that you make every week. And we want you to actually track them on paper, because we're going to be sharing our results at the next call, okay? So we're going to share how many calls you made, how many people you actually spoke to. Did you get bookings from them? Did you have a conversation about an order? Did you have a return? You know, what it was that you had that conversation about. That is super, super important, okay? The fourth one is a one-on-one chat with your director each week. And this only has to be 15 to 30 minutes, depends on your needs and your director's schedule. And they will be giving you schedules to choose a standard time every week to have a one-on-one chat. And this is how we help you individually, okay? So that was 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the last one, and Julie already covered this, is to participate in the discussion on the call and on the Facebook page. It's really important that we all discuss things. We toss ideas off of each other. I find I'm the most successful in my business when I have a friend to bounce ideas off. Do you agree with me, Julie?
Absolutely. She and I have been accountability partners since conference last year. It's been amazing.
It makes a huge difference when you have a partner to work with.
Yeah.
So does anybody have any questions about that before I sign off and run back in to find my 14-year-old in the massive, humongous amount of people?
Me, I only got 4 of those. So be on the live calls, homework weekly, one-on-one chats, and participate in the discussion. What did
Okay, and you missed track your contacts.
Oh, that was a separate one. Okay.
Yeah, it's part of the homework, but I put it as a separate bullet point.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. All right, guys. Well, I will watch the recording, though I've seen this program numerous times, but I will see you guys either tomorrow or next week.
Sounds
Thanks
good.
so much for being here. Thanks, Julie.
Michelle.
Okay, bye.
All right, everybody. So I'm going to start to share my screen because we have some slides that we're going to go through. And if at any time what I am talking about doesn't match with what's on the screen for some reason, just let me know. Okay, no one's perfect. I've screwed things up before and I'm going to screw them up again. So if it's not making sense, please shout out. Okay. All right, so we are going to share the screen. And can y'all see? Welcome to Director Bound. So we're all super excited to have you all participate in this because Director Bound is a fantastic program. It allows you to learn at a different rate and learn skills at a more refined level and will help you get where you want to go. I will also let you know that I do have an outline that I will be reading from. So if you see me looking down, it's to make sure that I'm getting everything as close to perfect as I possibly can. All right, so the goal of this is to help each and every one of you promote to director and beyond. Now, we have all invited you because we all see potential in you. So we see things in you that are going to be necessary to grow. So we are all super excited to have you here. Now, we're going to be working closely together over the next 6 weeks to make sure that we can help you reach your goals. And it's incredibly possible to promote to director in 6 weeks or less. In fact, I know of at least one team that is promoted to director in a month and a half. It happens as quickly as you all want it to happen, okay? So the first week, we're going to share everything that Pampered Chef has to offer for our consultants and directors. We're going to talk a little bit about why you'd want to promote, what it takes to be a director, and how we're going to support you when you decide that directorship is for you and you are building your teams. So let me ask you this, truth with no consequences. How many of you are all getting exactly what you want for your business, from your business, and you don't want anything else, you're happy where you are? Anyone? Yeah, no, that's why you're on the call, right? Okay, just want to clarify. Okay, so that means that everybody wants to get more, right? So the next step for you to get the more you're looking for is to build the team and to promote to director. So let's start off by talking about why you'd want to give yourself this promotion and become a director, okay? So first off, what do you think is What are some of the reasons that people want to promote? The first thing that comes to mind for most people. More money, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Most of us could use the extra money. All right. When you're a director, some of you know this, some of you don't. And we're going to have a little bit of math that we talk through over some of this. So if it's not all being crystal clear, don't worry. We can spell it all out for you one-on-one, but just try to understand where we're kind of going with this. All right, so when you're a director, you receive overrides, which are bonuses that we get as leaders for helping our team members get off to a great start and to help them along their way with their business. As a director, you get a 3% override on what you sell, plus a 3% override on what your team sells. And when you promote to director for the first time, you also get 250 Pampered Chef dollars, okay? And every month, you also get a $10 activity bonus for every consultant who is active on your team. You also get new products each season as long as you meet the minimum requirements, which is $12.50 per month in 3 out of the past 4 months. So there's free products. Most of you know that pretty well because you all see the pictures we get when we get our new products. Your trip points also go down. Anybody here want to go to Disney?
Me?
Yeah. Okay. Would you like to go to Disney a little bit easier?
Yeah.
So your trip points come down. All right. And for every consultant that you sign and help qualify, you get 3,000 points for each person. Okay. See how this starts to work out? And you get 6,000 points when you promote a director. So you build a team, you're getting 3,000 points for each person you qualify. Somebody on their team, on your team decides they want to do the same thing. You get 6,000 points for every director that you promote. Got it? So you will likely be traveling with Pampered Chef when you promote to director. Plus, you get recognized on stage as national conference. You walk across the stage as a new director with all of your other fellow new directors. And some of you, I'm sure, have seen pictures. Most new directors wear red. It is the color of leadership in our company. You'll get the coveted classic red scraper. That's a signal that something that only directors get. And we celebrate everybody's promotion here as well. Even though by conference it would be over, we are celebrating every promotion from here on. Sound good?
Yes.
As a director, you also are invited to attend special training opportunities, and you get to be included in monthly webinars with the home office. And you are able to give input, and you learn about new information early. And most of you probably know that Tracy Britt-Cool, our CEO, does a couple of live webinars with directors and above each year. So you actually get some one-on-one FaceTime with the CEO of your company. That doesn't happen with most companies. Okay, it's a pretty cool perk, I got to tell you. You also get $100 in professional development. So that means you can take training outside of regular Pampered Chef training and get reimbursed for it. That's really cool too. And there are other different perks that come along with it. All right, so let's get into this a little bit more. Here's a little bit more of a picture of the things you'll get as a director. So you get a spoon necklace. So each level is going to show you, is going to be signified by different colored stones. And as you promote, you get more stones. You also get a higher discount on personal orders. So you get 30% versus 20%. And you can see it's got all these other things here that you get, the bonuses and everything else. So I'm sure most of you are familiar with this. Any questions on any of these perks right now? Okay.
No, I'm good.
They're pretty cool, I gotta tell you. All right, so one of the most exciting things about promoting director is being able to change the course of other people's lives. What if you could help a young parent stay at home with his or her children? Maybe you could help somebody get out of a dead-end job that he or she hates. Maybe you could help an individual avoid filing for bankruptcy. You could assist somebody who's wanting to purchase their first house or their first car. You could give somebody a sense of belonging, a sense of family when they don't have one in their personal life. There are consultants who are able to leave an abusive relationship because of this business. Okay? You get to help people not just with some basic tangible things, but with some more intangible things too. You can really help people feel loved, feel joy, and feel like they're part of a family. So let me ask you, has anybody here felt any of those things since you started?
You definitely feel like part of a team when coming
Mm-hmm.
on. Michelle's been great with making you feel important in family. I remember I used to sell Scentsy, and I spoke with my director once out of the 4 years I sold it.
Wow, I'm sorry.
So when Michelle kept texting me, I kept feeling like I was in trouble. Because I'm like, what did I do wrong? So I'm like, okay, she's just trying to help. So it took me a bit to get used to the family mode, because with that, I was so used to just being off to myself. So
Gotcha.
you definitely feel part of a family. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I
What
have
else?
to agree.
Yeah.
I do agree. Definitely part of a family.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that people don't understand about doing what we do. You know, most people feel like, yeah, okay, you're going to make some money and maybe you get some free products, but there's so much more to it. And one thing to remember is that every party you do, whether it's virtual or in person, there are people there who need this business. Whether it's the money or it's something else, at every single party, there is a recruit. The question is there a recruiter at the party? We'll talk more about recruiting, but understand that this is something that you can do to really help somebody. So go into this all with a servant heart and thinking about how can I help somebody, okay? All right. We are also have a lot of fun. I hope everybody has had fun at team meetings. Ryan's laughing because we're usually in tears at our meetings, but it's a lot of fun and a lot of celebrations that happen, and we just like being together. So these are some pictures from our team is Team Believe and from Michelle's team. And a couple of these things I'll just kind of explain. So this is part of Michelle's team at National Conference. This is somebody else from Michelle's team, and you're on tonight. Hello. This is my team, part of my team. Terry was with us last year, and here's Terry. And here's Sister Director. I've known her for all of the time I've been together, and we are still great friends. This was going into the Director Glow Party, so there's always a special director event, and it was fantastic with a DJ. If any of you have heard of Judy Joel, she's one of the field development leaders. This is her with glowing Mickey ears. We had all the other field development managers there. Jean Jonas was there glowing, so we have a lot of fun. It's not just work, it's a lot of fun. All right, so let's talk about some of the bonuses. I'm not sure if there's anybody here who's in your first 90 days, but even if you're not, the Fast Track to Director program is an incredible bonus that we can offer to people. So the way it works is when somebody is in their first 90 days, they're eligible for the Fast Track program. Excuse me. So when you promote to director within your first 90 days, you will get a $500 cash bonus. Okay? That's on top of the extra commissions, the 250 PC bucks. That's just bonus cash, okay? And then when your team maintains as a director team for the next 3 months, you get another $500 cash, okay? And when someone on your team says, I want what that person's having, and promotes to director within your first 6 months, that now makes you an advanced director, you get an additional $1,000 cash bonus. So basically, that means there's $2,000 in cash sitting on the table right now. So if you are within your first 90 days, you can do this. And this is something you get to offer to every single person that you help get started. Okay? So if they don't want the cash, that's okay. But there's $2,000 sitting on the table. All right? So let's talk a little bit about how this works. All right. So we're going to talk about going through the career plan and how the money increases go. So at the consultant level, you can earn up to 25% commission. When you add just one person to your team, you immediately begin earning a higher percentage on everything you sell, and you'll earn on what they sell as well. All right? How many people here have at least one consultant on their team? You have senior consultants? Okay, so some of you have kind of already got an understanding on this, okay? So when you promote to senior consultant, that's one active recruit, you give yourself a 6.3% raise. When you add the second person to your team, you earn 2% override on what you sell, a 2% override on what your team sells. Do we have any team leaders on tonight? Okay, I know we have some team leaders in the program, so these are some real numbers for some of you, okay? So team leaders have a 14.5% increase over what they earn as a consultant level. So don't leave money on the table. Your goal should be to step up in the career plan as fast as you can. Did you know that we have leaders in the company who earn as much as 33% of what they sell? Anybody here heard of the Elite Seller Program? There's a lot of money to be made, and we're going to walk through how you can get to all these different things, okay? At the director level, percentages jump again, and you begin to collect an additional bonus for team activity. So that's like a 48% raise at the director level over what you were doing just as a consultant. Anybody want a 48% raise? Yeah. There you go.
Please. Yes,
Yep.
please.
Yes, please. All right, so the bigger your team gets, the more you earn. It's that simple. The average American gets a 3 to 4% raise each year, okay, if you look at this slide. I'm guessing most of you have a job besides Pampered Chef, yes? Some of you do. Okay, so for those of you that do, anybody ever offered you a 48% raise in a year? Right. Don't fall out of your chair laughing, okay? So one of our Pampered Chef friends, some of you may have heard of Charlotte Nagai. She used to do a ton of virtual parties. She was like the virtual party queen. She made, in 2013, she made $882 at the consultant level in 1 month. And then in the director level, made $34.59 in 1 month, 3 years later. Get that? So in 3 years, she went from making $883 in a month to over $3,400 in a month. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah. So let's talk about how to get there. All right? So we're going to walk through, and this is all available online. And again, this is going to be something you're familiar with. We're going to do a little bit of math, but don't worry too much about, exact numbers. Look at how much more you can be making just from helping somebody else. All right. So here's an example of Jen as a senior consultant with one team member, Pat. All right. So Jen sells $2,400 a month, right? And Pat sells $1,100 a month. So Jen makes 23% commission on her own sales at the consultant level. But as a team leader, as a senior consultant, she gets an extra 1% on her own sales and an extra 1% on what Pat sells. So she makes an extra $35 more. That's a 6.3%. Just from having a single sign consultant, okay? So the next month, she now has Pat and Chris, all right? So Jen is still selling the same amount. She's doing $2,400 in sales. Pat sells the same $1,100, and Chris sells $500. Jen makes the same base commission of $552 as she would as a consultant, but now she's getting 2% override on her sales, a 2% override on the team sales of Pat and Chris. So her overrides are now $80. See that? So that's the 15.5% increase in commission on her check. So notice that for every new consultant you get, you also get 30 PC bucks when they qualify. Anybody here like PC bucks? It's
Well,
just
yeah.
free stuff. We like free. Free is good. Okay. So you get 30 PC bucks whenever you get somebody started in their first 90 days. And you get this at all career levels. It's not just at the very beginning. All right, so here we're going to keep going here. So on this one, Jen has been busy, all right? So she's signed up 2 more people. So she's got Pat, Chris, Les, and Jill now, okay? And you can see Jill signed a recruit as well. So now she and her team promote to director. She's still selling the same $2,400, okay? She makes an extra $245 in overrides and activity bonuses. That's a 35% increase on her commission check. And she didn't sell anything more herself. See how this happens? Okay. And she didn't even sign all 5 consultants by herself either. So in the examples here, you're going to see there's multiple ways that you can grow a team. It doesn't have to be 4 + 1 or 3 + 2. It doesn't matter. As long as you have 5 team members and at least $5,000 in team sales, and personally you're obviously doing your share of it, you can promote to director. Okay. Now, how many of you have seen this before? This should be at least familiar to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this isn't like earth-shattering for anybody. Okay,
No.
just making sure. Okay, so now what if Jen decides she wants to sell more? Okay, so have you ever heard the term 8 will make you great? 2 shows a week no matter what, right? So Jen holds 2 parties a week and sells $4,800 and builds her team to 14 people, okay? So this is down here, Jen builds her team. Okay, so now her commission is just, her base commission is $1,200, and overrides and activity bonuses bring her commission check to $1,739. That's a 118% increase in her check.
Wow.
Kind of kicks ass, doesn't it? Gotta say. All right.
A little bit.
So now, once you promote to director, the next step is to promote to advanced director. And from advanced director up, it's called upper level. Upper level and executive levels, you get there by promoting more directors on your team. An advanced director has one first generation director and $12,000 total in organizational sales. A senior director has 3 first generation directors and 1 second generation director. Easiest way to think about this is genealogy. That's why we call it generation, okay? So let's say you are direct to Michelle. Think of her as your mom, okay? You promote a director, you're a director, you promote a director. So now your downline director, Michelle, is her grandmother or his grandmother. So that's what we're talking about, generations. So as you build, it's not just how you build a team, but it's how you teach people to build their own teams. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's about growing wide and growing deep, because that means you're teaching people how to teach people how to teach people. Okay, that's where the magic is. Okay, so excuse me. And if you keep going, look at the averages here. Okay, so the average income at upper levels is kind of huge. At the 3 executive director levels, so look up here, for executive director, the average is $78,000 a year. The national executive average is $213,000. Our biggest seller makes about $500,000 a year doing this, people. $500,000 a year. You literally can write your own paycheck with this. And the top 3 executive director levels, you get a car allowance between $500 and $900 a month. So that means you don't have to drive a pink car. You drive whatever the hell car you want. Okay? So perks on perks on perks. All right. So as an executive director, senior executive, and national executive director, these are the highest levels of leadership. Once you're rewarded these levels with increased income and exclusive rewards, including that car allowance. At the national executive director level, there's also a retirement plan. Did you know that? Pampered Chef has a retirement plan. Kind of cool. So yeah, maybe moving up to executive is sounding better. Okay. All right. So imagine today that you're the director of a team with average monthly sales of $10,000 a month. What would your 3% monthly override be? So if you're making $10,000, okay, if it's $10,000, what's 3% of that? Go ahead, pull out your phones. It's okay. I'm going to wait.
We're doing it on my computer.
There you go. That works too.
My phone is charging behind me.
Yeah.
$300.
That's right. And that is just your overrides. Okay. I'm guessing some of you are making $300 a month right now on your personal sales. How would that feel just as overrides? Kind of nice, huh?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
Now imagine that you begin working with those on your team who want more, those who want to promote to a director team, your consultants who want to begin to recruit so your team grows and grows. Sounds good, right? Okay.
Sure.
So here's a question. So you've got this happening. So while your team is while your consultants rather are recruiting, what should you be doing as the director, as the leader?
Still recruiting.
Bingo. You got it.
Selling.
Yep. So we should be leading the way. We should be at least matching their efforts. Okay. That way your personal team grows right alongside theirs. Okay. So now your future leader has 5 new consultants on their team who are selling a minimum of $5,000. They promote to their own director level team. Woohoo! Okay. And because you have been building your team right alongside, your base team sales are going to continue where they need to be. And now you're going to be selling $10,000 as your personal team. The new team is selling $5,000 as a brand new director, for a total of $15,000 in organizational sales. So that's a 4% override instead of a 3% at the director level. So that's a $600 check just in overrides. Okay, so as an advanced director, you can just make $600 in overrides. Okay, not even counting your personal commission. Okay, so you've doubled your income by promoting a director. Now imagine it's not just one director, but it's 2 or maybe 3. See how it starts to snowball? Okay, so how fast can your income grow? That's why you want to continue to move up in the career plan, because if you don't, you're leaving money on the table. Okay?
Right.
All right. So we've talked a little bit about why choosing to be director is a great one. Now we want to know what your why is. Okay? Why do you each want to be a director with a Pampered Chef? What would it mean for you and your family to have that kind of income? What would it mean for you personally to have that sense of accomplishment? So what are some of the things that are driving each one of you? And please share. And if it's super personal, if you feel like you don't feel comfortable sharing your most deepest thoughts, that's okay. But please share some of the reasons that you're here tonight.
I definitely want more money. I mean, that's like straight up there.
Yep.
Pay me, just pay me.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, it's a number of reasons. I want the money so that I can pay off the debt that I've got out there, and so that I can build more of a financial base.
Yep.
As a teenager and as a young adult, I was really dumb. And I just kind of said, I'll be fine. Everything will be great. I'll make it all happen in the future. And I'm not where I want to be now in my life. So for me, this is about getting the money to come in, setting up a regular income that can still come in while I'm working my regular job. Making it easier to travel and to buy a house and to have that financial security that I never quite trained myself to get as a kid. So I'm learning to be an adult, Julie.
Yay!
So proud of you, Brian.
Someone's got to be.
Okay, you can be the adult now. I'm tapping out, okay?
All right.
All right, what else? What else are some of the reasons? What else is speaking to some of the rest of you?
I have to say mine would be financial again. I'm about to be living on my own again, supporting one household by myself. So that financial security is going to be huge for me.
Yeah.
Being able to say, yep, I have that financial backing in the bank, and I'm good. I got this.
Yep.
So,
that's huge.
Yeah.
What else? Who else wants to share?
I'll also agree. I mean, as Brian said, money speaks, and money helps a lot. I'm currently also work full time, and I'm a student full time.
Oh wow!
So I'm stacking up all of that student loan debt.
Yep.
And I would like to not let my children stack up debt like that.
That's awesome.
So I would like to be able to pay mine off, plus set a little bit more aside for theirs than I currently am right now. And then just more time for vacations and actually family time before they grow up and no longer, I can't make them do what I want them to do. So just kind of more time, more money to not always have to say no. Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome. Who else? Missa, you want to go? Hi, we can barely hear you. Can you get a little closer to the mic, maybe? Can anybody else hear her?
No.
All right, try again. I still can't hear you. Can anybody else hear her? Okay,
no, not really.
I'm not sure what's going on, but we can't really hear you. So you know what? If you're willing, there's in the team Facebook page, Missa, you can share it there if we can't get your audio working, okay? Because we do want to hear. Okay, so anybody who else is still there's somebody who's called in, and I'm not sure who you are because I can't see a name. So who's on the phone with us?
If the number is 332-7789, that's me.
You. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So
I'm not going again.
Yeah.
Come on, Brian, join in again. What's your alter ego say?
Yeah.
God. I went to a pampered chef.
Yeah.
Brian's alter ego.
There you go. So one thing that is a common thread, everybody, we mentioned money, but the thing to remember is it's not the actual money, it's what the money can do for us. Okay. So it's giving you the financial security. It's being able to help you buy the house, to pay off the student loans, to do that kind of thing. And remember to make that connection, because what that means is less stress, more freedom, more fun. That's what it's actually giving us. So yes, we focus on the money because it's the tool to get us there, but you're not just going to sit there with, wow, I've got this money sitting on my desk and not do anything with it.
Right.
Right.
It's what the money is bringing you. It's bringing you that sense of relief, that sense of joy, that sense of excitement. It's bringing you those other things. And that's what we want to be mindful of when we're talking about this at parties. And we're going to have a whole training on recruiting, but this is a really important piece. It's not just about the pile of cash. It's what's that pile of cash bringing you towards. Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what you need to do to become a director. We've kind of reviewed this, and hopefully this is kind of familiar to everybody, so I'm going to just go through it really quickly. So a total of 5 people under you, so they don't have to all be directly signed by you. So your recruits and your recruits, okay? As a director, the minimum that we need to be selling is $750. What I'll tell you is that leaders never work to minimums. That's there for like a catastrophe in your month, okay? As a director, you're going to plan to lead the pack, but the minimum is $750, okay? And then total of everybody together, so you plus your 5 consultants, it's $5,000 in team sales, okay? So the rule of thumb from Doris Christopher, when she started, going on 40 years ago, is 2 parties a week, no matter what. All right. And if you've done any of the math with the trips, 2 parties a week and 2 average parties a week, and you're going to Disney. All right. So 2 parties a week, no matter what. All right. So guess what? The goal is we're doing this together. All right. And the work eventually is to get to an executive team, but it all works as a team. So whether you're a consultant, a senior consultant, or a team leader right now, we all get better as we work together. Almost nothing worth accomplishing can be done alone. Would you all agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So let me switch. I got to move you guys up here so I can get to my slides. All right. So this is what we're going to talk about. So we are going to
that.
What?
I just printed that.
Yay! So this is the 90 Days to Director formula for success. All right. Now, what I love about this is it makes things very easy. Numbers don't lie. All right. And we're going to be doing some tracking, because the only way that you can achieve anything is if you're keeping track and you're keeping score. All right. So what this is going to do is it's going to help to identify what you need to be working on. And this is going to work in tandem with another thing you're going to see here soon. So what we're looking at is we want to have 8 parties booked a month, okay? Now we know not every single party we schedule holds, okay? Some of them are going to reschedule, some of them will just flat out cancel. So we're just going to say you book 8 parties in a month. Let's say 2 of them either cancel or move to the following month, okay? So that means you're going to have 6 parties held, and I'm going to come back to this side in a second. That means you're going to have 6 parties held. The guests, we want to have at least 10 guests at every party. Okay, so now you're looking at 60 people that you're in front of in the span of the month, all right? Next number we're shooting for is 1/3 of those people take information home with them, all right? So at every party, the goal is to have at least 3 people take home recruiting information. That means you now have a pool of 20 people at the end of every month who have taken home information. From there, the goal is to have 1/3 of those people actually sit down and talk with you, or with you and your director, whether it's on a Zoom call or for coffee, but to sit down and actually have a conversation, all right? And then on average, out of those people, about 1/3 of them become a consultant, all right? So that's why we're looking to have 8 parties booked, because that's how you wind up getting on average 2 recruits a month. You do that times 3 months, and guess what? You got a directorship team. See that? Kind of cool, huh?
Yep.
So this over here is going to tell you what skill that correlates with. So if, for example, you're not getting 8 parties booked consistently, then the skill that you want to be focusing on is booking and prospecting. Okay. Let's say they're getting booked, but like, you know, none of them are holding. Well, okay, we need to work on host coaching. Or maybe they're holding, but I only get like 4 people at my parties. Okay, we know we need to focus on a different aspect of host coaching. All right. So maybe not enough people are even taking home information. Well, maybe we're not informing people enough about what Pampered Chef can do for them. All right. Or we go down here to the inviting. Maybe you've done all this, but nobody wants to sit down and talk with you. If we're not personally inviting people, it's not going to happen. So all of these things tie in. And then actually practicing doing the interviews. Okay? Is this making sense so far? And again,
Yep.
We're going to talk more about this, but just to give you an idea, this is how we get there. It's numbers that it's really not difficult. It's totally doable. All right. So let's talk a little bit about how we are going to support you. Okay. So we're going to first help you focus on bookings because we all need to have a full calendar. So you might be sitting in your chair right now going, I really want to do this, but I have like 2 parties booked this month. Okay. It happens. It's all good. Okay. Even the national executive directors will tell you they don't always have the parties they want. Okay. The trick is making sure you do the work to get there and you have the skills and you're learning to make sure you can do it efficiently and effectively. Okay. So over the next couple of weeks, your director will be working with you to help you get your schedule where it needs to be. Okay. We are all here to help you succeed. We know it's not all going to go perfectly. It doesn't go perfectly for anybody, but we're going to work together and get you all there. Okay. All right, so we're all going to have a booking blitz in the next week, so keep an eye out for that. And you're going to be able to earn some prizes, but the best thing, obviously, is to get a full calendar. And hello, what can you give to host this month? Double free products? Oh my God.
Seriously.
Oh my God. Okay, like you get to give this away. All right, so let's take a look at this. So second, in the Director Bound program, you have 90 days where you can be, well, actually, so this is a 90-day program, but we're going to condense. We're going to do things in 6 weeks, but you're going to be part of this. So you are able to get a lot of training. And what I'll tell you is when you promote to director, you get additional home office support. There is a Facebook group the beginning of every month for directors across the company who promote them. All right, so you are going to consistently be surrounded by and supported by people who have your back. All right. So this is what we're looking at. So the 90-day tracker, this is magic. This is going to tie back into the formula that we were just looking at. This is how you know it's actually happening in your business. All right. So when we look at this, we're going to have you're going to print these, and we'll show you where you can print them. You're going to draw in your new team, draw in your new team members as you add them. So every one of you will have your why, and it can have a couple. Okay. What's the goal by which you want to promote to director team? And just in case you didn't know the way this works, let's say you meet requirements for directorship in February. That means it's yourself plus at least 5 people and you hit 5,000 in sales. That would mean you take the director title as of March 1st. Does that make sense? Okay, so you meet the requirements in 1 month, you take the title the first of the following month. So when you're looking at your promote to director date, keep that in mind, okay? And then as you sign people and your people sign people, you get to draw, you get to color. It's like connect the dots, okay? A little fun. Okay, so now let's look at this. So this is where the magic happens because numbers don't lie. They can be ugly, but they're not gonna lie. So this is what we need to do. Print this off for every single, you'll see there's a couple of months here, okay? But every month you're gonna do this. So the first one here is every party you book, you write down the host. As soon as you book it, write it down. And here's why. Because next, once the parties hold, we're gonna put in the date that it held. So that way we can see how many parties are booked versus how many are held, and we can see how many reschedules we have. Does that make sense? Okay, so every party you book, as soon as you book it, you write it down. Then once the party holds, then you go in and it's going to take you 60 seconds. You go in, you fill in the date, how many people were there, who took home information. If it's virtually, then obviously it's who virtually did you send information to, who did you actually talk to, how many people signed, and how many bookings did you get. Okay, so the signing, that can take a few days, obviously, after the party, but filling in the rest of this, it takes seconds. But what you're going to learn is exactly what's happening in your business. At the end of the month, you're going to get your totals, and you're going to see where you're falling compared to goals. Can I tell you, the first time I did this, my jaw hit the ground. I'm like, oh yeah, I do 8 parties a month. Yeah. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. It felt like I was. Maybe I booked 7 or 8, but I was not submitting 8 a month. Okay. This is gold, because then, like we talked about before, it's going to tell you exactly where you want to focus. Okay. So you're going to be able to print for 3 months. Okay. The goal is to get you to promote to director within 90 days. We're going to be doing this program in 6 weeks, and some of you will promote in that period of time. Pretty exciting, huh? Cool. All right. So why do we need to track our success?
Because if you don't track, you don't really know where you're standing.
Exactly.
Like you said, I have 8 parties, but really we don't.
Right. Yeah.
So it's easier to see it written down to kind of figure out where you're at.
Yeah. Okay. And that's worth repeating. Numbers don't lie. And it's important that we're keeping score. And it's not because who's winning and who's losing. It's not a competition with anybody else. It's with, how can I be better? Where can I improve? All right. So we absolutely are going to be tracking, because that's how we all get better.
Yeah,
All right.
I also find it a great way to hold yourself accountable.
Absolutely.
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 Oh, I don't feel good this week. I don't want to do it.
Mhm.
But like, no, I've got to hit the numbers. I've got to do
Yep.
what I promised myself I'd do.
Yeah. And it feels good when you do it. Even if your results aren't exactly what you want, if you're taking the steps, you got to take the steps. You got to get there. And that's tracking those things is how you know what you're doing. So let's talk about what happens as we continue through this. Okay. So like I said, we have these, right? So after every party you do, you and your director, we are going to be doing what's called show-based coaching. Okay. So what that means is, after each party, you are going to be on the phone with your upline director, like the next day, for like a 15-20 minute touch base. It's not super long, but we're going to help to teach you how to analyze your parties, what went well, what do I need to work on, and it's also that accountability thing. Okay, because you know you're going to be talking to somebody the next day, so you're going to be even more aware of the things that you want to make sure you're doing. Okay, so, and we're going to help you to make sure that you're getting your bookings and you're getting the things out of each party that you want. Okay, so we are also going to offer additional support. Remember, you have team trainings that you can go to live or virtually. There are virtual opportunity events and trainings, and we're going to be partnering with each one of you to do the one-on-one calls, but we also are going to be doing opportunity calls for all of your leads as you get them. So lots of support. Okay. All right. Excuse me. Now, we've talked about a lot of stuff, right? How many of you truly believe that you can promote to a director team in 90 days? Who really honestly believes that they can do it?
Me.
There we go. Yay! Love it. Love it. Love it. Brian, did you have your hand up?
I did have my hand up.
Yay! Okay, congratulations, you on the screen. Okay, so here's the most important thing, is that you say you believe it. Now, how many of you are lying a little? Anybody?
I'm not lying. I'm just scared shitless.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
right there.
optimistic.
Yep. Yep. And that's okay. That's okay. Because what I'm going to tell you is that we really do have the best training and the best directors to help you to get to your success. All right. Would you all agree that we've got some really fantastic things that you have available to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So there's one more very important element to success, and that's belief. And I mentioned very quickly earlier on, our team is called Team Believe for this reason. Okay. So the first step for everybody is to believe that you can succeed. Okay. Believe that you can be, do, or have anything you want in your life, as long as you're willing to work hard enough to achieve it. Okay? Do you really believe that you can succeed? Really? Because that's where it's all going to start. And if you follow our plan, do you believe that you actually can promote to director in 90 days or less? That's where it starts. Okay? So let's talk about belief for a couple minutes. It's really a powerful concept. And when you really understand how powerful it is, it can actually change your life. Okay? So grab a piece of paper and a pen. I want you all to write this down. All right, you ready? We're going to write down, my brain is not as smart as I think it is. My brain is not as smart as I think it is. Why is that the case? Because your brain will believe whatever you tell it when you tell it often enough. Okay? It's a proven fact, all right? And here's another wonderful thing about belief. You get to be in control of your belief. You get to decide what you're going to tell yourself every single day. Okay? So let's look at this belief triangle here. It's quite a revealing way of looking at how powerful belief is. How many of you have seen this before? Anybody? Okay, so some people this is new, some people this is a review. So let's take a look at this. So the power of what we tell ourselves every single day is going to impact what happens. So your belief determines your actions, okay? Your actions then determine your results. And guess what? Your results are then going to reinforce what you believe, okay? It's pretty powerful. So let's do a little practice here. So who can give an example of something you might say to yourself in regards to your Pampered Chef business? Something that might not be entirely positive, but you kind of believe, and so it's kind of stuck in your head. So what do you tell yourself sometimes in your business?
That no matter how many people I ask to join my team, nobody is going to want to because it's a multi-level marketing scheme.
Okay, there you go. Yep.
I have to beat that out of myself.
Yep. Yep. Who else is willing to share something that might not be entirely productive that is floating around your head?
Mine currently, unfortunately, the end of last month and this month has been nobody wants to book in January, so why do too much? And currently I have no parties. So, and I've asked several, but I just don't think I've been very productive just because part of me is like, everybody's exhausted. They don't want to. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Anybody else? Okay. So here's what you can take away from that. And Amber, what you said is perfect because you can see how it impacted you directly. And I've been there. Every single one of us has been there. Okay. Because when we go into something, and we'll stay with the bookings thing. If we go into it thinking, nobody's going to want to book this month, then what happens? We don't call as many people or text as many people. And those that we do, we're not super passionate about it. We're not super excited about it because we know they're not going to book anyways. And so then what happens? We don't get the bookings. So see, I told you nobody wanted to book this month. See how that works?
Gotcha.
Okay. And this happens in every part of life. Okay. Think of a student who believes he's terrible at math. Okay. So he feels like he's just not a good math person. He's just not. So when he's at class, how much is he paying attention? How hard is he taking notes? How much is he putting into his homework? Because he already knows he's a terrible math student. And so then what happens? He fails his math test. See, I told you I suck at math. This is what we do to ourselves, okay? The good thing about it is that we can reverse it, okay? So if we're telling ourselves the positive things, our actions are going to be different and the results are going to be different too. All right? All right, so the things that we want to be focusing on is the positive things. So things like People want to do parties with me. I have an incredible product to share. We have great recipes. I can save people money. They can get double free products this month. I help to teach people how to get dinner on the table and actually sit down together. So if you're thinking all those things, how are you feeling when you start to reaching out to make some booking calls? It's a different mindset.
A lot more positive. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a huge difference. All right. So now let's do this. Also on a piece of paper, rate your belief right now. All right. And you can share if you want to, but nobody needs to. But on a scale of 1 to 10, write your beliefs today. All right. So 1 being low, 10 being high. How much do you believe in our product? How much do you believe in what we offer our hosts? How much do you believe in the business opportunity? How much do you believe in Pampered Chef specifically and direct sales as a whole? How much do you believe in yourself? And how much do you believe in others? Okay, so this is a really important personal inventory to take. And I would suggest taking it a couple of times a year because things change. All right, and this will kind of help to identify, okay, what do I need to be looking at? All right, and figure out what your goal is. You want to become a what? Ideally, you want to be a 10 in every single category, right? And so we can figure out what to do to strengthen your belief. All right, and I have to tell you, positive affirmations, visualizations are one of the most powerful things you can do for your business. All right, and if you're not sure, watch some old Olympics and watch the gymnasts who are getting ready to do floor routines, and watch them when they're off on the side, because they're always going to have a camera on somebody. And you're going to see them, they're doing like this, you see them visualizing their routine. You've all seen that, right? Because it works. It makes a difference. All right. All right. So I need to go a little bit more quickly. So bear with me. I'm going to power through these last few things so we can get done on time. Here's something to think about. There are approximately 45,000 consultants around the world. Okay. There are approximately 1,600 directors and above. That makes directorship an incredibly special place to be. It makes you part of an elite group of people who are making a tremendous difference in people's lives. Can you imagine if we had 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 directors in the whole company, and what kind of impact that would make? How many more lives could you change when you're a director team and then you build another director team? How much more fun is that? How much more can we help benefit people? Okay. So being a director team and above, it is more than just about the individual. It's about everybody. So this is a picture of Michelle's personal team. These are our vision boards, okay? So these are hopefully sort of familiar, because it's not just about, the person who is the director. It's about everybody else that becomes part of the family, and how much can we help everybody else, okay? So what I would like you to take a look at here, this is talking about an executive team, and we're going to just go through this. But what I want you to understand is it's about being able to help more people, and they get to help more people. The more consultants that you have in your team, in your organization, the more people you get to teach how to get healthy meals on the table. You get to teach them about family meal times. Did you know that it has been statistically proven that families who eat meals together at night, those children have better grades and stay away from drugs and alcohol? That's proven. There's scientific fact. Eating dinner together as a family makes a difference in kids' lives. This is what you get to do, okay? Whether or not they're kids, their immediate kids or nieces or nephews, or if it's a partnership, but sitting together as a family, that makes everybody better. And then the money almost becomes a perk, all right? So let's take a look at the requirements. We talked a little bit about this, all right? So what we need to make sure everybody is doing is 8 shows booked and holding at least 6 each month. All right. And we're going to be working with you on this. So if you're not there yet, that's okay. But the goal is to get you to 2 shows a week ASAP. All right. And we talked about participating live on these calls and listening to the replay within 24 hours if for some reason you can't make the call. Making sure that you're completing the call to action, making sure that's going to be homework, and make sure you're completing your consultant tracker as each show is held, and commit to show-based coaching with your director. This is what's going to make the difference. All right, this is your call to action. You are going to work on booking 8 shows a month for January and February. You're going to keep track of this, and it can be a spiral notebook, it can be electronic, it doesn't matter, but you are going to be tracking, and Michelle and I do it too, just so you know, tracking every single person you reach out to. And the goal is to be shooting for 50% of your book, of your list, to be new contacts, because you're always going to be expanding your network. Do a power hour on days that you don't have shows, okay? A power hour is, you can break it down 15 minutes on booking, 15 minutes on recruiting, 15 minutes on host coaching, 15 minutes to wrap everything up, make it your packets and update your videos and that kind of thing. And then this is what you want to listen to. Make it a full calendar. And this is where you find it. You go to Consultants Corner, PCU, under courses, and I'm going to screenshot this. You guys will be able to see this. But this is what your homework is. Booking shows, keeping track, doing a power hour on days you don't have shows, and listening to make it a full calendar. All right. So tonight we have talked about ways to grow your business, and we are super excited that you are all here. So if this is something you are all ready to commit to, then we are here every single step of the way. We all want nothing more than to help you all grow your business and get every single thing you want out of it. And we believe in every single one of you, or you wouldn't be on the call. All right. So how many of you are up for the challenge? Who's in? You in?
Let's do this.
Let's do this, baby. All right. So we are going to post homework so you know exactly what it is. Make sure you're talking with your upline director so you can schedule your one-on-one calls. We're going to be doing show-based coaching. We're going to do everything in our power. And the most important thing is we believe in you. So even if you don't quite believe in yourselves enough, we believe for you. We have enough belief to go around, and together, every single one of you is going to promote to a director team. How good does that sound?
Sounds awesome.
Yay! And then we get to celebrate at conference. Yay! So we covered a lot tonight. The most important things to walk away with is you have to believe in yourself. You have to make sure that you're doing the work and tracking your results, and be willing to learn and be coachable. Can you all commit to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, Brian.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for investing the time tonight. I know everybody has a very busy life. We are so excited for this. We hope you're excited too. Be sure that you're checking in on the Facebook page as you're booking your parties. Share with each other, post in the Facebook group. We're here to encourage each other, to excite each other. And when you feel down, you're going to be able to go there and see inspiration, because every single one of you can do this. And damn, is it going to be a celebration when we get there. Thank you all so very much. Take care, and we will talk to you all soon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.